Hello and welcome to the second part of our experiment with India. Today we are going to look at the World Cup of 2030 and see if India made it to this World Cup. And we'll look at the league, the Afc Champions League and all of that good stuff. And all of it has to do with India. So first, let us have a look at the ranking. As you can see, it is 50 currently. So when we last left you, I guess it was 68, around the 68 mark, so it has gone up. It has been steady around the 40-50 mark, but lately they have gone down a bit. That's not a good sign when it comes to World Cup qualifying and all that, but we'll have a look at that in a minute. So, we'll also look at the squad, the current squad. As you can see, Mesab Reina has decided to join Everton. So he is one of the first players we have seen move to Europe when he was at Olympiacos first, of course. He's a decent player, 99 caps, as you can see, good, well-balanced stats. He's a very good player. He's playing regularly in the Premier League, which is a delight to see. So let's have a look at the first team squad from India. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. So, on current ability, Mesab Reina is by far the best player they have, and then it is, well, average players at best. So it's a lot of them around the 100 to 120 mark, but this guy has a lot of potential, but unfortunately he's not going to make it since he's already 26. This guy 24 and this guy 28, they have a lot of potential, but I guess it's because they stay in India, they can't really reach that potential. So they should really move to different teams outside of India to develop and become the best they can be. Because as you can see here, there's a guy with 148 potential, or 84, I'm sorry. Then another 178, that's very high. If all these players can reach their potential in the future, the squad might be really, really good. So let's see if there's some good players in the under 20s and under 90s. Well, this is all very average. Bad, maybe. As you can see, the under 19s. It's not... No, this is very disappointing. It's not very good. This guy might be good for the future, since he's still 16 years old. But he has a lot of room in his potential, so he really has to make that up. So let us have a quick look at the World Cup qualification phase. So as you can see, according to this, they did not make the World Cup, which is a shame. So let's go back to the World Cup qualifiers and stages. And then... Oh, we're already here. So India did not make it to the World Cup. They had a group which I think they should do better in. But unfortunately, Uzbekistan managed to finish above them. So they played China, and apparently China made it through, if I'm correct. So in the playoff, yeah, China beat Uzbekistan, and China managed to get to the World Cup. So that's unfortunate. But let us have a quick look at the Asian competition. Where is it? The Asian Cup. So as you can see, Japan won the most recent edition. So let us have a look at that competition from the last time. Did India even make it in? Yes, they did, and they managed to win their group. They won all games. So let us have a look at the second round. Whereas India, they beat Australia on penalties. Very good. In the quarterfinals, India got beaten by Japan 2-1, which is not a bad result since Japan is one of the best nations in Asia. So that's a shame, but unfortunately nothing we can really do about it. So the next edition is in 1 year. So I can really hope India do very well. So we'll have a look at that in the next part of this episode. But quickly, let's see the SAF Championship. Which is... Oh, Nepal won it once. That's very surprising. But last year India managed to win it again. So that's very, very nice to see. Next, it's time to have a quick look at the Indian League. So as you can see, the Indian League has been 12th in Asia for the last 4 years. But once again, we've seen a lot of different winners. East Bengal won it once, Shillong Layong won it twice, and then Aizawi won it again. So let's have a quick look again at the transfers, which is one of the most important things. And go back to 2027. Again, 2.3. There's this guy coming from Racing Club in Argentina. Still in India, playing a lot of games. And then there's a lot of transfers within the league. And as well this season, no, the next season, a lot of transfers within the league again. And we see a guy moving to Wolfsburg, a Chilean player. He didn't play a lot of games for Chennai City, unfortunately. And now he's playing regularly in the Bundesliga, which is good to see for him. But again, 3.8 million, 3.1 million, 2.7 million. These are decent transfer fees, but not what I'd like to see. I'd like to see them go up. And I'd like to see more transfers coming in from outside of the Indian League, but unfortunately that's just not happening. And then last season it's all transfers within the league, and then Tim Murphy, one guy coming from Melbourne Victory, and some guys coming from, I guess they're from some Ghana, yes, and this is Nigeria, so 2 African teams. And Tim Murphy from Melbourne Victory. And he's already, no, I thought 32, I'm sorry, he's 22. So he's not very old, but there's not the players you kind of want to see come in. So last season we've seen a big transfer coming in from Flamengo, which is good to see, and Académica Coimbra from Portugal, but these transfer fees have gone down a lot. And Julio, a Brazilian, he looks kind of Chinese to me, a bald Chinese guy, but he is a decent young player, but he won't set the world alight. 101 current ability, 134 potential ability, which is pretty good. So let us have a quick look at the cups, the Durand Cup. If it wants to load, yes it will. Gokulang FC, East Bengal, Aizawi and Shillong Layong have won it the last 4 years. So a very mixed bunch of teams, which is, like I said before, I like to see that. So let's go to the Federation Cup quickly. And it's also been 4 different teams: Mohun Bagan, Shillong Layong, Naroka India and East Bengal. And last but not least, we'll take a look at the Afc Champions League, which is the Asian equivalent of the Europa Champions League, of course. We really want one of our teams to win this competition once, but as you can see, Guangzhou Evergrande and Shanghai have been dominating this competition for the last, how many years? A lot of years, presumably. A lot of years, with once Gamba Osaka breaking into this group of teams. And unfortunately, we have not seen an Indian team manage to reach the final, but like I said, I hope that will change in the near future, because the Indian teams will probably start to spend more money, and some of the players coming into India might even decide to become Indian. So let's hope to see that happening in the future. So let's have a look at the Asian Confederation Cup, which was one of the competitions we saw our Indian teams dominate. So I hope, yeah, that continued. So for the last 8 years, the competition has been won by Indian teams 7 times. Only Nasaf, a team from Uzbekistan, have managed to break into this group. So Mohun Bagan and Gokulam FC have won it in the last 3 years. And Nasaf has made it to the final twice, which is very impressive. Well done to them. So next, I'll see you when it's 2034. Welcome in 2034. So we're here on the Indian national screen, and we've seen India drop down 1 place on the world ranking, which is once again not a good sign. So they're now 51st on the world ranking, and I still hope we can improve this in the near future. So let us first have a look at the national team. Oh, by the way, we've seen a lot of players move to Europe, and Edson and Andre that doesn't really sound all that Indian. So let's have a look. The current ability, overall it has gone up. 133, 124, 123, 122, 21, 20, this is all very decent potential and current ability. So there's a few guys with very high potential ability, but not spectacular. So this is a good side, but it's not anything great. So we have Mamoun Hussein, who went from Moen Bagan to Ayo Auxerre in France. He's been doing well. And then Edson, which he can't be an Indian born. No, he's not. He's born in Brazil. He's currently playing in Germany for SV Darmstadt, which is a good move for him as well. And then we have Shrikant Pereira, which is he? Yes, he is Indian. He's born in India. So he went to NAC in the Eredivisie, and then went to Ajax on a free, playing in the Eredivisie again, which is a good league for young players to develop. And he is still 24, which is quite young. But in my opinion, like most of these players all play in Europe. You have Fulham, Brøndby, Hibernian, Eupen, Heidenheim, Young Boys, even one FC Eindhoven, which is very, very cool to see. So let's have a quick look at the under-20s, which is disappointing once again. And the under-19s, that's very disappointing. 128, the highest potential ability. Okay, that's a disappointment to me. Oh, and unfortunately, I don't think India made the World Cup once again. So let us have a quick look at the AFC Asian Cup then. So China has won the most recent edition, and let's see how India did. Let's go to the last year. Okay, where's India? India finished second behind Australia, but just above North Korea. The second round, India played Iran and beat them on penalties, which they did last time, I guess. And they reached the quarterfinal again, but lost to South Korea 4-1, which is very unfortunate. So let's have a quick look at the World Cup qualification then. So the World Cup qualifiers stages. Last time around, the second round, what was their group? India, Qatar, Sri Lanka, Lebanon, Yemen, and they finished first, and they won all of their games. Very well done. At the final stage, they finished third and lost to South Korea in the playoff. But they did finish above Uzbekistan this time, but Japan and Iran are just slightly better. So in the playoff, South Korea only won by a very slim margin. And then in the World Cup playoff, did South Korea make it? No, South Korea lost against Ecuador, which is very disappointing for South Korea, I think. So let's have a quick look at the SAF, which is the competition I want India to win every single time. But again, they haven't won it every single time because Pakistan has won it in 2031. So I think they really should do better here, but that's unfortunate. But let us have a quick look at the Indian League and see if anything changed there. So as you can see, the Indian League has shot up in reputation from 12th to 9th, which is pretty impressive. Again, we've seen a lot of different winners. Moen Bagan, Aizawi FC, Chennai City won it twice the last few years, which is very cool to see. So let's have a quick look at the transfers within this league. So let's go back to 2030-31. Ooh, we've seen a lot of big transfers made from a lot of Brazilians moving in. It's Edison Herrera, and he's Ecuadorian. He's already gone off to Russia. He's played a few games in India, but I think Russia just paid him a bit more money, so he went there. But he's a good player, and I like to see these players move into India. Then we have Jose Maria. He's already back in Brazil, but he's been in India for 4 years. So he might have even picked up, he picked up the Indian nationality. Which, by the way, I've made it easier for players to pick up the Indian nationality. Only 3 years are required to become an Indian national now. So that's also very nice to see. And then Robson Lewis from Fluminense. And he's still in India. Okay, very cool. So, and 12.75 million, which is a big transfer sum for Paulo Renato. And he's still in India. He's moved to a different club though on a free, so they've taken a massive loss on him. But a player coming from China and a few from Brazil and another Brazilian. So this is cool to see. A lot of foreign players moving into this league. Oh, we've seen Mezab Rana move back, or Reina. No, it is Rana, I'm sorry. We've seen him move back to India. Of course, he played at Everton and now he doesn't even have a club anymore. But he was playing at Everton and now went back to Moenbagan and they released him just last season. And then another player coming from Palmeiras, Mario Cesar. And he's back on loan at Grêmio, went back to Brazil, got homesick likely, and then a lot of Brazilians, I presume, going to India. And then a player for 21 million coming from Shanghai Greenland Shenhua, the Chinese team. 21 million they paid for him, a 32-year-old. Wow. Okay, that's a lot of money, but coming from China, I mean, you earn a lot of money there. Oh, he's been in India before, just a season to Minerva Punjab, but didn't stay there very long, so he went away. Okay, this is very important. A lot of Brazilians moving into India, and just last season, again, a player from France, from Montpellier. He's a French national, and a lot of transfers within the league once again. So let's have a quick look at the Indian Cups. The Durand Cup has been won by Gokulam, Moenbagan, Niroka and Moenbagan. And then the Federation Cup, Aizawi FC, Moenbagan, Gokulam and Aizawi FC. So let us have a quick look at the Asian Champions League and Asian Europa League. And there's a new team winning the Afc Champions League, but unfortunately it's another Chinese team. So let's see the past winners. And oh, Moenbagan and Churchill Bros, they've both made it to a final. Oh, we are so close to winning this competition. So unfortunate. Let's just see how the final went last season. So let's go to the final. Churchill Bros, oh, they got beaten pretty bad. So let's look at the other final. Moenbagan were a little bit more close, but unfortunately these Chinese teams just won't give in and keep on winning this competition. And just let's have a quick look at the Asian Confederation Cup. And India have been dominant once more, except for Pakstakor, which is a team from Uzbekistan once again, who have won this competition against Gokulam. So, ooh, Pakstakor, wow. Okay, they deserve to win this time. I'm not that mad. They deserve this. So Gokulam just gifted them this competition just to be kind. But yeah, we can see India dominating this competition for the future to come. So to finish this episode off, let's have a quick look at the World Cup. This is of course the competition India haven't managed to win, but we've seen a big surprise in this competition. In 2018, very unsurprisingly, Argentina won the competition, so Messi still had a World Cup to enjoy. But in 2022, Egypt managed to win the World Cup, which is, like I said, a very big surprise. So Egypt managed to win the World Cup. I'm very delighted for them. And oh, as you can see, one of their best players is playing in India. Well, great to see that. Didn't expect to see an Egyptian playing in India. But then we saw Spain win it twice. So their third win. Unfortunately, they beat us in 2010. Us meaning the Netherlands. And then this year, France managed to win the World Cup. So next episode, I hope to see India finally make the World Cup and maybe even win the Asian Cup, and our teams from India dominating Asia. So I hope to see you in the next episode. Have a great one. Bye.